Hey guys, today we are going to be taking a look at the new update for Legends. We have BLU transforming Gogeta ZENKAI Awakening, as well as some new events, some new equipment, and just generally new stuff to go over here. So we're going to start out by looking at Gogeta himself. For this, I'm actually going to jump over to the actual game, because I think it's just better to take a look at the stat comparison via the game. Over on DBZ Space, it's a little bit tough to see for characters that are both transforming and ZENKAI'd, because the stats just, are a little bit wonky over there. But let's compare them to Broly. Gogeta and Broly are both transforming range type units that are ZENKAI'd. So Broly in his base form, 14 stars, fully 400% ZENKAI 7, is at 250 strike, 271 blast, and his defenses are 169 and 167. So after transforming, he goes up to 288 strike, 293 blast, 182 strike defense, and 179 blast defense. Completely monstrous stats. Like, these stats are ridiculous. If Gogeta has the same stats as this Broly, I feel very comfortable in terms of how they adjusted that. So there we go with that. So let's go take a look at Gogeta stats. He's a little bit down here. Let's take a look at him here. We will check this, display maximum stats. So taking a look at his stats here before transformed, he's at 253 strike, 264 blast, 171,000 strike defense, and 173 blast defense. I'm actually pretty impressed by how high those defenses are pre-transformation, so pretty decent. Let's go check after transformation. Okay, those stats are pretty damn good. 292,000 strike and 305,000 blast. 190k strike defense, 192k blast defense. Those are pretty ridiculously high. They definitely chose to hold back a little bit with Broly. We knew that, when his stats were unveiled, initially, but now it's pretty confirmed here that they did not care that much about Gogeta. Now, I mean, we have cases where we have units that are just like absolutely ridiculously powerful in the transform. For instance, I always go back to Namek Goku here. Taking a look at him transformed, I mean, his stats: 320,000 blast attack. Take a look at LF Piccolo here, for instance. He has absolutely ridiculous stats as well: 314,000 blast, 194k above defenses. But Gogeta not being an LF, those stats are ridiculously high. So we're gonna jump back over to the actual DBZ Space site here. And what we can do now is we can actually go back and forth between the base form ZENKAI as well as non-ZENKAI, and the transformed one as well. So just for reference here, these two unique abilities up here are the pre-transformed unique abilities, and then these two are the post-transform unique abilities. And then we can swap between ZENKAI and base. So let's compare what he's able to do here. I think it's just easier to see that, because in the game, you can swap between base and ZENKAI, but it's much easier on here. So prior to the ZENKAI Awakening, he gets transformed into Super Saiyan for Q by 40. Not horrible. I just think he needs to get some kind of remove status condition, stuff like that. So let's see what he gets. Minus 20 to own special move arts costs permanently. That's really big, because of the fact that a lot of his kit is based around the blue card. So actually, it's actually better than I was expecting to see out of the change for that. First unique is special move damage inflicted increases according to the number of timer counts elapsed with current character up to 50%. So 5 counts he gets 20% damage, and then 10 counts he gets an extra 50% damage, and then this resets when he switches out. I pretty much just expect to see that these timer counts maybe will go down a little bit, but let's see. So yeah, it's 5 and 8 now instead of 5 and 10. That's pretty much all that's different here. So not much of a change, but I think this going from 10 to 8 actually is going to make a difference. Second unique ability is 40% of damage inflicted for 20 counts when this character enters the battlefield, and then restores Q by 20 when this character evades an enemy attack with a vanishing step. That goes to just 30 ki. So instead of 20 ki, he gets 30 ki from evading instead of 20. Not a giant difference, but if you PV somebody and you have less than 100 ki left, let's say you have 70 ki, it's going to make a slight difference. And then when he's transformed, the unlimited power unique ability here goes from, so he basically just gets this extra step here, right? Actually, no. Okay, so I read this wrong. Instead of an additional 50%, it goes from 20 to 50. Yes, it's up to 50%. Okay, and this one's up to 70%. So 15 counts, he gets up to 70% additional special move damage, and that resets on switch. After the ZENKAI, this goes from 5 to 8 to 12. Perfect. That's exactly what I expected to see from this. I think that's a pretty well executed unique there. So that was that one, and then the star arrives. 100% of blast damage inflicted while enemy's armor is in effect, cannot be cancelled. 40% damage over 20 counts, when this character's in the battlefield, and then that's pretty much the same thing as the pre-transform one. So this one is 100% of blast damage, that's the same thing. This is also the same thing. Wait, is it the same thing? Oh no, this one goes from 20 counts to permanent. Nice. That's actually a really good change. Applies the following effects to self when this character evades enemy attack with the vanishing steps. It gets 30 ki and 50% vanishing gauge recovery. That is exactly what I expected to see. It's very similar to the transforming blue God Vegeta. His ability where he gets, I think he actually gets 60% vanishing gauge back, but you know, this is a very, very, very powerful ability here. Then we go into the ZENKAI unique abilities here. So the first one is Colliding Strength. This is the base form one. Applies the following effects to self every time this character uses a Strike or a Blast Arts card, restores ki by 3. Doesn't sound like it's going to be a lot, but actually that could add up if you're comboing for a long period of time. Plus 5% to blast damage inflicted for 10 counts every time he uses a Strike or a Blast. That's actually very similar to Broly. Let me pull up the Broly real quick, because I remember remember this Broly having a similar unique ability to that. Let's see if he does. He gets... yeah, every time he uses a Strike or Blast card, he gets 5% of blast damage inflicted. It's actually like the exact same. It's the exact same thing, but he gets 3 ki in addition. That's fine. Actually, it looks like the pre-transformed as well as the post-transformed ZENKAI or unique abilities are the same. And then this one, Invincible Fusion Power, unlocks it powerful. Reduces damage received from powerful opponent by 10%, cannot be cancelled. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. 20% to blast damage inflicted for 15 counts, and then he reduces damage received by 10% for 10 timer counts. So, the time restriction on these is kind of going to be annoying because of the fact that you want him to be on the battlefield for 12 counts to get this, right? So once you actually get this activated, as 70% extra damage to special move, these are already, like this, a lot of the time is going to be expired already. Like you're going to have this 20% blast damage buff expired by that point, unless you exactly get it in between the 12 count and 15 count window. It's okay. This one's the same, and then post-transformed second unique ability is the same here. Same here. Oh, this one's permanent. Okay, and then this one is permanent. Okay, that's good. So it goes from being a timed thing to being permanent, which is good because I believe the main ability needs 10 counts to actually activate. So that's fine. So let's see. His blue card goes from deals massive explode damage, 10% of damage inflicted for 15 counts upon activation. Okay, this is the pre-transformed one. 10% for 15 counts, blast armor. It's the same pre-transformed. And then the green card goes from... I'm actually going to boot up my game again just to actually unplug my phone. Let me plug that back in so we can check the actual in-game to see if that's changed at all. And then he's going to buff blue fusions? Blue movies. He actually does buff blue movies. Okay. Interesting. I thought he was going to buff blue fusion warriors, which would have meant that the Vegeta Blue would have been able to get 5 times ZENKAI buff, but I guess they wanted to go with movies there. That's fine. I have no issues with that. Okay, so let's check the game again here. Let me just take a look at his green and blue cards real fast. Display maximum stats. So his blue card, massive explode damage. Oh, let me go to after transformation. Massive explode damage, 15% of damage inflicted for 15 timer counts upon activation, and then the upgraded one, so after you use the green card, massive explode damage with no switching, and then 50% damage and blast armor. Okay. And this one is 20% of blast damage inflicted for 10 counts, minus 10 on blast arts cost for 10 counts, enhances the next special move to increase the damage by 30%. So the blue card's going to be doing a ton of damage. And keep in mind, this blue card is going to be costing 30 ki the entire time he's transformed because of the fact that he gets... let me go back to this, actually. Oh, wait, did I even check his main ability when he's transformed? I don't think I did. He gets, yeah, this, and then after transformation, his main ability is Become the Strongest, draws a blue card, restores health by 20% and ki by 30, so he can use the blue card automatically, and then he gets 30% damage for 30 counts. That's a pretty solid main ability. I think the health is going to be important because of the fact that his defenses are so high, right? He's going to be able to actually defend quite nicely, I think. So, there we go with the transforming Gogeta's abilities. Let's go and switch back over to the Deep Sea Space site. There are a few events coming out. We have actually 2 new events coming out. We have the return of the Go Forth Galactic Patrol event. We have a new raid event coming out this weekend, and then we also have the new Super Sparking Scout Battle coming out. So the first one is I Am Gogeta. This is the one where you can actually get his Z Power as well as a new unique equipment. Looks like they're going to be doing this for on a regular basis here. So there's a bonus battle. You can get blue Zenkai souls here, which are pretty valuable because considering there's like a bajillion blue Zenkai units in the game. This is where you're going to get the actual unique equipment, so we're going to be farming that a lot, and then these ones are just to get the extra Z power. So looks like you'll be able to get 1 copy from this, so you get them at 0 stars here, which is not spectacular, but it's free. Then you're going to move into the 50 stage event here. I assume you're going to be able to get more. Yeah, so there's 10, or there's 100, sorry. Does this one give? Yeah, so here's, I assume it's every 5 you're going to get 100 Z power, so yeah, 100 there. You get 100 there. So in total, that's 1,000 Z power, right? Every 5 levels you get 100. There's 50 levels in total. It should be 1,000 Z power. You get 100 from this event, so that's 1,100 so far. And then just to quickly skip over to the missions, there are missions for this event, which you use to get the key, which I assume is going to unlock this, and then you'll be able to get 1, 2, 3, 400 more Z power. So in total, it looks like you're going to be getting 1,500 Z power for this Gogeta, which is actually pretty decent. And the Sparking Super Scout Battle, we talked about this earlier. This was actually something that they talked about in the live stream. But looking at everything here, me personally, I feel like the most valuable one of these is probably going to be this one. Mai as a bench for future is just ridiculous. This Trunks is one of the best Zenkais in the game. I mean, Gogeta I think is probably better than Trunks, but green Gogeta and purple Gotenks are not usable whatsoever, whereas Mai is. So I think this future one is probably the most valuable out of these 3. Have another raid against Goku Black starting on the 12th, so that's this weekend. I assume it's going to be the same format as the one we had this past weekend, and it looks like Vegito Blue is going to be the main unit you want to use here, the purple one that just came out. Talked about these missions. Then we have some more 3-year special missions coming out. We've got some crystals associated with this, as well as Hoi Poi coins and medals, so just a bunch of free stuff. Make sure you do all this. And then we have the unique equipment here, Frenzied Power. Now this is for sagas from the movies and Blue. So we have like Zenkai Cooler can use this. We have Elf Broly can use this. Obviously the new Gogeta can use this. Zenkai OG Blue Broly can use this too. And then this Vegeta is actually pretty decent still, so he can use that as well. And then any of these other guys get a Zenkai like Slug or the Fist Coup or whatever, can also use this if they eventually become useful again. But this one is base strike defense with 20%, then we have base strike attack to 25, and then base blast attack up to 35. So pretty good equipment. I don't think it's like jumping off the page at me, because base stats are decent, especially when they're this high. But if you take a look at like the GT one for like the melee GT one, like it has double defenses in there, like there's health restoration. I think those ones are probably better. This one is probably the least exciting one to me that we've gotten, but still going to be pretty good in the long run here. But other than that, I think that's pretty much all we have here. Let me know down below what you guys think about the Zenkai Blue Gogeta. Do you guys think they did him justice? Do you guys think he's not as good? I'm interested in seeing how well he performs. We'll be doing our the breakdown. This is the breakdown. We'll be doing our showcase later when he comes out. And hope you guys enjoyed. See you all in the next one.